the success you achieve today, or the goal that you are able to achieve today, is going to open for you another door of opportunity. And that door of opportunity is going to be tougher, and it's going to require of you to sacrifice more. I don't know if you get my point.
I'm with you, sir.
It's going to require more sacrifice to get to where we are today. To get to where you are, you have sacrificed a lot. You have done a lot. You have given up a lot. But now you have achieved this state of your life. You've come to this stage of your life, and you've achieved the goal. Now the goal is with you. Now the question is, what next? And the next door that you are approaching is not going to be easier compared to what you just passed. It's going to be tougher. You get my point? But the joy of it is that at the end, you have the goal in your hand. You have the result that you desire in your hand. You will look back and put those little pieces together. After 5 years, 10 years, people will call you successful. People will call you admirable. People will admire things around you, but not knowing that those results they see are the result of the struggle that you've gone through. It's like the law of rubber band. He said the growth will stop. The growth will stop when you stop the intensity of where you are and where you want to be. The usefulness of the rubber band is only when it is stretched. Our use in life, our usefulness is when we sacrifice, when we stretch to move forward, when we give up our leisure activities, when we make those choices that align with our priorities. This is what gives us joy in life. People will see it and say, "Oh, you are successful." No, you are just postponing your immediate gratification. You get my point now? You give up the leisure activities. You make tough decisions that align with your priority, with your purpose, and you just begin to work on it. It's all about sacrifice. You get my point? I'm already going into my class. It's already about sacrifice.
Yes, sir.
I want to stop there. Maybe you want to share with what you've just heard now.
Well, you made the quote that I picked upon. You said the usefulness of a rubber band is in that stretch, and when it can't go through that pressure, if it can't give that a stretch to bind it in, it starts becoming useless.
Maybe I should make that quote very well. He said, "Growth stops when you lose the tension between where you are and where you want to be." That's where growth stops. It's stopped between losing the tension between where you are and where you want to be. And you said it at the very beginning. Jim Brown said that we should not pray for a lesser problem. Where you are now, if you take a lesser problem, it will not make you happy. I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking to myself. When we go for something lesser, when we decide to do something easier, when we decide to stay on our comfort zone, we will not be satisfied with life. You get my point? We will not be satisfied with life. What's the use of a rubber band if it's not stretched? Even we that use it to tie money back home in Africa, we use it to bind the money together. If we wanted to keep the 1,000 notes, 1,000 notes into 100 phrases, that's 100,000 naira. We will stretch it and make sure we keep it well, where our mind will be there, even though it's in our pocket. So we stretch it to keep it in a good form, so that it can go into our pocket. It will not be pronounced for robbers or for people to snatch it from us. So we keep good care. And the same thing, we need to stretch to be able to be in shape and in form. You get my point?
Yes,
and I don't know, maybe we should share what are some of the stretches we've experienced, in our life, and how have they developed, and challenge us? What are the stretches we've experienced in our life and how they have developed, our character and challenge us? What forced you to change? What forced you to change maybe your direction? You were going to a different direction, or you were making a decision, and all of a sudden there was a shift. There was a stretch. There was this tough choice that you have to make, and you make it, and maybe something in that direction.
Well, for me, I could relate it back to this past 3 years that I had to go into my study program. So I had issues learning how to learn. I had issues knowing how to study properly, and I failed some of my courses, and that stressed me out. And so I had to force myself to say, maybe I'm not learning correctly. Maybe I need to learn how to learn again. And so I started asking questions. I started asking friends. I started reading books on how to learn, how to read, how to understand. And it didn't come easy. It came with lots of late night sleeps. When my friends see me the next day, because of too much of coffee and sugar, they see me jitter and my eyes are red. But it came with the price, and it stretched me to say, okay, I need to first of all learn how to learn. Then I can now start learning what I need to know. And so that stretch, that thing forced me, and then I bless the Almighty for the ability. But it gave me sleepless nights, but I was able to figure out, and I'm out of my school. I was able to recover from my courses. I was able to excel more than my ability, but that thing forced me to rethink of how do I learn, to have a plan, to have a structure, to do one thing at a time, to be able to be dynamic, to know when to change. And it really changed my life, and is what I intend recently to also be persistent, to keep up with that character, because I like what I learned. I like that habit. So now my challenge is now how to have that as a character, to have it all through my lifetime, be able to bend down and say, okay, now this is how I have to go about this, and these are my structures, these are my plans, and these are my targets. And
I like that. So when you look at it now, you could see that it's worth the sleepless night, right?
Yes, sir.
Definitely, it was the sleepless night. He said, average can be achieved by merely just showing up.
I remember that. You said that to me.
You just showed up. You've already achieved. That's the average mentality of majority of people. You get my point. Just show up, and I think Abraham Maslow said that if you plan on being anything less than you are capable of being, he said you will probably be unhappy the rest of your life. If you plan on being anything less than what you can be, you will probably be unhappy the rest of your life. What is he trying to say? Is being in your comfort zone is good, but guess what? What he's saying is that it leads to a life of mediocrity and difficulty. So for us to achieve the goal, there will be sleepless night. There will be tough decisions to make. There will be challenges, obstacles to overcome. So that requires stretching, believing that you can start again even while you fail your course. That's what you just explained. You might fail. Failure is another way of learning things. Failure actually means first attempt in learning. So it's your first attempt. You didn't do it before. If you've done it before, that was in low stage, but now you are doing it on a higher stage. I have failed many places in my life, but somehow people don't see it. I don't understand why. They think I'm just a proof of failing your way forward. The more I fail, I just try it. When I try something, it doesn't work, I try it again. One of the crazy things in me, I don't know how to give up. I think that's just what I have a little bit more than the average people. I don't know how to give up. I might try it this week, it's not working. I might put it to the side. I'm working on it behind the scene, and I'm coming back again. I have projects that I'm doing, a lot of projects that even somebody was telling me, say, let's stop this project is not going to work, it's too stressful, it's too hard, I say, you know what, maybe you are not the right person, I'll look for another person to replace you, and I replace the person immediately. And and we went
Yes,
away
sir.
again, we approached the project from another way, and then we were just trying everything. And then in between the people that is handling the project, some will come to me and say, sir, this project might look crazy, it might look weird, we don't have the resources, we don't have the capacity, we don't know how to do it, but you know what, I just
Mm.
like your faith. Really?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He said, I just like your faith. Why? Because you have the faith to believe that it can be done. And guess what? Towards the end of the whole journey, the people that did not believe started growing. Their faith started growing. They started believing. They started supporting. They started coming up. And that is how life is. He said, if everybody is cheering you up from the beginning, it means your dream is too small.
Yes, sir.
Your dream should
Yes, sir.
scare people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In fact, you are
I
out
agree with
there
you.
in the world and you are listening to this recording. Your dream should scare people. It should make people doubt you if you will survive.
Mm.
I, I
Mm.
remember the case of
Mm.
the man called Noah, written in the Bible. The Bible says, and
Yes, sir.
Noah heard from the Lord, build an ark, the rain is going to come. Imagine Noah was building the ark and everybody was mocking him and saying, Noah, you are crazy. Where is the rain? We don't see any sign. Noah said, it might not look as if it's going to rain, but I'm planning for the rainy day.
Yes, sir.
I think theologians say Noah built the ark for about 75 years to 100 years. Was building this ark. And just imagine the kind of ridicule, the kind of, talk, the kind of, questioning and all those kind of things that he must have received from people. But the guy was consistent, he was focused, he keeps stretching,
Yes, sir.
and he keeps sacrificing, he kept building the ark until the ark was complete. And
Mm.
the Bible says, and Noah went into the ark with all the animals. And listen, Noah didn't lock the ark. He said, and God locked the ark. Right? I
Wow.
think that's what he said. The ark was
Wow.
locked now. I should find that out. I think it was God.
Yes, sir.
Maybe it depends on the translation I read it from. He said,
Yes,
and
sir.
God locked the ark. I think it depends on the translation. God locked the ark. And when people were knocking, Noah said, it's too late.
Mm. It's too
So
late.
it is better to be prepared
Yes,
and
sir.
not have an opportunity than to have an opportunity and not be
And
prepared.
have you prepared? Fire.
You get my
Yes,
point?
sir.
It is
Yes, sir.
better to be prepared and then you don't have the opportunity to shine than to have opportunity to do something and you are not prepared.
Prepared.
So what am I
Yes,
saying?
sir.
He said the gift of God to us is our potential, and developing that potential is our gift back to God. And we all have this gift. What am I saying in this class today? That let's keep developing ourselves. Develop yourself, even though you don't have opportunity to, showcase yourself to the world, but just develop yourself. Be good about yourself. Keep improving yourself. Just keep improving. I never knew I will ever have time to teach on this earth. I never know I will have a platform. I never know someone will even like me to say, come and speak to me. I have a schedule coming out in England. It's in the morning. So they are putting me online to teach. I never knew I will have the opportunity to teach. I've taught for them many times, but they are putting me again, this summer holiday to teach the youth. I never knew, but I was just reading books from theology to philosophy to science to religion to faith to character to attitude, all books possible. I was gathering information, preparing myself for myself. But all of a sudden, doors started open. It's better to be prepared and not have an opportunity than to have opportunity and not be prepared. Now let me see. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. No, I'm with you. I'm agreeing with you, sir.
Yeah. And when you are stretching, one of the things you must understand, class, fathers, mother, workers, wherever you are, one of the things that you must understand that stretching requires risk. That is, you must be willing to let, your presence and your future to be totally different from what it is now. Your presence and your future must be totally different. If I look at my own journey of growth, what I am today, I might not be present all the time online, in YouTube or Facebook, but I am not what I was a year ago, 2 years ago. We must take risk. We must not allow our presence to be like our future. The present and the future, they must be different. We use the present to develop ourselves for the future. Your present, your future must be different. The past, the history, and the destiny. There's a history and there's a destiny. So we must take risks and continue to develop ourselves. Now let's think about this quote. I think I don't remember who said the quote. He said, "It's never too late to be what you might have been."
Okay.
It's never too
That
late.
alone, that alone gives the encouragement to say each day you stand up, start
Yes.
fresh.
Yeah.
If you feel lost, each day you stand up, start again. You get that, which was why when you talked about, when last time you mentioned, you talked about planning. It's where it dawned on me that why we need to have a plan is so that even when we wake up and we feel we have failed, you go back to your drawing board, which is your plan, and continue and start afresh.
Yeah.
That in over a long run, that becomes persistency for you, and you become consistent. But like while I was thinking about it, I remember there's what my dad used to say when we were younger. He said, he who has failed to plan has already planned to fail. So that
true.
means you have to have a plan, so that no matter how heavy the tides are, you can come back and say, hey, tomorrow is another day to wake up and do it better. Even sometimes this week, I woke up and I said to myself, did I just lose 9 days out of my life? That I'm not able to give an account of 9 days out of my life. And I wondered, oh, what a waste. And these 9 days I've lost, how can I can never get them back.
No.
And then I thought, it's gone. I mean, it's completely gone. So it aches my heart. But I now said, but you have to then start again. Then I said, if I stay and worry about how I've lost these 9 days, I would lose sight of what my plans were. So I had to run back to my drawing board. I was like, what did I say I was going to do this week? What did I say I was going to do the next week? Then which one should I be doing now? So I had to run back and say, hey, you are alive today. It's another day to make a new change. So I said that and just change myself automatically and try to stick to it.
That is what the law said. Losing the tension between where you are and where you can be. Don't lose that tension. That tension. Don't lose that. Planning is winning, just as breathing is living. I said to a young man that I'm coaching, I said, listen, young man, listen. You are hearing me clearly, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I said to the young man that I'm coaching, I said, a weak plan is better than no plan. I don't know a lot, but there are some few things that I know. I stick to it. Because I understand in life that a weak plan is better, 100% better than a man that have no plan. It is better. It is planning that gives birth to purpose. Planning helps purpose to deliver. Without planning, you can't deliver your purpose. You are taking me to another direction. That's not where I was going, but I will deal with that subject. I will deal with this because people don't understand that the reason why you see people look as if they are succeeding in life. It's not because they are intelligent more than you. It's not because they are smarter more than you. Because they have what others might call weak plan. And it makes them smarter because they are ahead of those who have no plan. 90% of the world have no plan. Planning, it is planning that gives birth to purpose. And Jim Rohn will say it this way: he say, have a goal. You must have a goal why you wake up in the morning. That's planning. I always say to my son like this is how he learn it. I say, plan the day the night before. Plan the day the night before. If you want the best, you must engage proper planning. And I can tell you, the young man have his weak plan, and I am the one that signed his weak plan. Every Sunday he's going to come now, maybe between 8 and 9 he will come. I will sign his weak plan. Bless you. I will sign his weak plan. So, every important building have a plan. Do you agree with that? It's only if we are building this shanty that we don't need a plan. We just gather wood. But if you are building a skyscraper, a story building, every business, big business, proper business, require a building plan. This is what we do now. This is what we are going to do in the third quarter of the year. This is what we are going to do in the last quarter of the year. You must have a plan. You get my point? You do not grow big to manage. That's what I say to people. But we manage well to grow big. If we are able to plan a day, plan a week, we can then, if you can't plan a day, what is the need of a week? And if you cannot plan a week, why should you ask for a month? If you cannot, manage a month, why must I give you a year?
Yes, sir.
So we need strategic planning to maximize our business, our career, our relationship endeavor. Strategic planning.
Thank you, sir.
You get my point? And this is required in all aspects of life. I tell people I can't fail. Not because I know something that others don't know. No, because I am connected to a process. There's one of my video I did long time ago. I said the law of design. I use strategy for everything. You get my point? Strategy for everything. And those strategies is, planning is one of them. You need to be futuristic in your planning approach. Future. Let's think about the future. Wherever you are in the world, whether you are a student, you are a parent, you are a businessman or woman, those things will succeed that you are doing if only you will plan it. You get my point? If you will plan it. Go ahead.
This brings us back to where you left us off at how your present and your future need to be totally different.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Like I say to people, everything I do is connected. Whether I'm talking the law of rubber band, planning, management, it's all connected. Because why? They all come from one source. When you are able to get the first one right, it's like puzzles. That game. Putting the puzzles together. When you get one right, automatically you start thinking, what will be this? You look at all the things. They are connected. Your future, your presence and your future must be different. And what will make them different is proper planning. It is good management of your time, your resources that guarantee a good result. You get my point? You said something which I want to relate with as I close. You said you failed the subject. You were not good. You have to learn on how to read, on how to understand, and then when you now know how to read, you now go to begin to attack the subjects that you have failed. That is what I call planning. Listen, planning, preparation. You get my point? You plan. No, first of all, you have a purpose. You have a purpose. You want to, get more degree. You want to do a course. You want to achieve this goal. You have your purpose. Then you plan. Then you prepare. Once you do that, you pursue. And then when you are pursuing, the next key is that you persevere. You have a purpose, you plan, you prepare. Oh, someone is coming in. I just let you in. Yeah. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. We are still on. So welcome to personal growth season. So let me go back to where I am. I don't have a note. I'm just speaking from the inspiration that the Holy Spirit gave me. So you have a purpose, you have a plan, you have what again? Preparation. You have pursue, and then you have persistent or perseverance. You have persistent or perseverance. You stay with it until that purpose is achieved. You don't switch. You don't go from here to there, and you keep trying. Try your luck. No. I think one of my old friend, very old, he knows me from the days of Lagos when we were 16, 17. He said, one thing I've discovered about you, that you can stick with something. Everybody will go there, they will go here, they will go up and down, they will come back, you still be doing anything, or until you become a professional in that thing. That is me. And that's what successful people do. If you look at Warren Buffett, he has been trading all his life and he hasn't changed. Bill Gates, he has been dealing with computer all his life. Successful people stick with one thing until they become master of that thing. Let me say it in a quote. He said, what was that quote again? He came in, but he's gone. He will come back again. Ordinary people achieve extraordinary results. You get my point? Why? Because they stay with what they are doing long enough to understand it. They stay with it long enough to understand it, and they become good manager. The quality of management that determine is the thing that determines the result that we have. So we need to develop one. Maybe I'll close with this management skill, because that will guarantee the result in our business, in our family, in our finances. Develop management skills. If you cannot manage one, Jesus Christ was saying, he said, if you cannot manage mammon, who will give you the real wealth? There's something that in the spiritual world we call the real wealth. It can only come when we are able to manage the physical wealth, which is our time, our treasure, our talent, whatever God has given to us. Some are tangible, some are intangible. So I want to stop here. Do we have any questions? I don't know who joined us, but you are welcome. Thank you. We can't hear you. Are you there? Speak up.
I'm here. Just
okay. Thank you. Yes. Chima, do you have any question? Maybe you want to end it there.
You've said so much already. I think one of my take home is that we need to stretch to be in shape and in form. So even when we thought we have won at one thing, it's not where it ends. So we need to be ready for the next sprint. If not, then the rubber band becomes useless. So
absolutely,
then we need to stretch again.
Absolutely useless
for the next round. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I'm so excited. So the future is great. I tell people that are close to me, especially the spiritual people, praying without planning is playing without knowing. So we don't just play. When we pray, when you are studying, plan. After this, what's next? Let me say this. My wife, when I knew my wife newly, I said to her, I was talking about 2020, 2025, 20 years ahead of time. She was saying, what? What is that? I said it before, we must be futuristic in our planning. We must look future in our planning. Whatever we are doing, not now. We should just enjoy now, but think about the future. Everything we do must be futuristic. And that's why I'm very careful about relationship, because I know they said, as I was growing, they said the people you meet going up, you will meet them when you're coming down. So treat people well. So I'm futuristic in my approach, in my relationship with people, in my dealing, every of the dealing I have. To those around us that are very spiritual people, don't just pray, plan. Everything that you need to grow is already within you. All it needs is to be well managed. You get my point now? We manage it, we plan, we find our purpose or our goal, whatever you might call it, or our target. You know, I was teaching this in somewhere before, and I said, none of us men like a football game without a goal. If we want to play football when we were much younger, the first thing we set is the goal. You get my point? So now we are adults. The first thing we must set is what? The goal, the target, the purpose. Whatever you must call it is the goal. Once the goal is there, the game is sweet. Okay, 5 of you guys, 5 of us, and then we attack each other. We attack the ball. The game is sweet. But without the goal, what is the essence of playing the game? Now let me bring it home. What's the essence of living without a goal? You get my point? And sharing with everybody I know, I don't go to work without a goal. If I'm going to church, you get my point? Don't overstretch the situation. Once you hit the target that you came for, forget about the rest. They said, good things come to those that wait. One of the late American president, he said, it is what the hustler left behind. He said, good things come to them that wait. He said, it's what the hustlers, those that have a target, they take what they want, they've gone. So what is left behind is what they don't want. So once you have a target and you are able to achieve what you want, move on. Wow, my time is over.